Hi everyone, today I am again here with another pattern strategy that also which comes under a behavioral design pattern. In our fifth unit, the second pattern is strategy. Today we are going to see about the pattern of strategy. In this video, today we are going to cover the concept of what the introduction of a strategy in a real time example and what is the intent of this strategy and another name for this strategy and what the motivation says about this strategy pattern and what are the applicabilities and what are the implementation issues raised in this strategy pattern and also what are the advantages and disadvantages of this strategy pattern. Along with that, we are going to see about the related patterns to this strategy. So, these are the concepts which we are going to cover in our today's video about strategy pattern. So, coming to the introduction of this strategy pattern, what the introduction of this strategy pattern is? Strategy pattern is used when we have multiple algorithms for a specific task and client decides the actual implementation that to be used at a runtime. And see the one more explanation about this strategy pattern. The strategy pattern attempts to solve these issues where you need to provide multiple solutions for the same problem so that one can be selected at runtime. So, to justify this introduction, let us see one example for this strategy pattern of introduction. Suppose I consider a task. To complete this task or to finish this task, we have three solutions here. To finish that a task, we have three solutions, that is solution A, solution B and solution C. Using these three solutions, we can achieve this task. So, as per the strategy pattern, which solution should be used, that will be decided by the client at runtime. So, the client will decide whether to use solution A or solution B or whether to use the solution C to finish the task at runtime. And this is the one of the best example or explanation we can say for this strategy pattern introduction. So, just to complete a single task, we have multiple options, multiple solutions. In that multiple solution, the client is going to choose the particular solution which is suitable for his task to complete at runtime. This is about the strategy pattern. Let us see the templates of this strategy pattern. Coming to the intent of this strategy pattern, it defines a family of algorithms, encapsulate each one and makes them interchangeable. Strategy lets the algorithm vary independently from clients that use it. This is the intent of this strategy pattern. That means the client will decide the solution or the algorithm which are suitable for his problem from a family of algorithms. So, coming to the next template of this strategy pattern is also known as. In this also known as, that means another name of this strategy pattern, we say that policy is nothing but another name of this strategy pattern. And coming to our next template, motivation. Coming to the motivation of this strategy pattern, many algorithms exist for breaking a stream of text into lines. Suppose to break a line into to break a stream of text into a line. Hard writing all such algorithms into the classes that requires them is not desirable for several reasons. So, in that situation, client that need line breaking get more complex if they include the line breaking code. That means the client bigger and harder to maintain, especially if they support multiple line breaking algorithms. Different algorithms that will be appropriate at different times. We do not want to support multiple line breaking algorithms if you don't use them all. In such a case, it is difficult to add new algorithms and vary existing one when line breaking is an internal part of a client. So, in this we can avoid these problem by defining the classes that encapsulate different line breaking algorithms, and algorithm that's encapsulate in this way is called as a strategy. Let us consider an example for this to justify the problem that occurred in strategy under motivation of a class by using a class diagram. Suppose a composite class is responsible for maintaining and updating the line breaking of text displayed in a text viewer. Line breaking strategies are not implemented by the class composition. Instead, they are implemented separately by using the subclasses of the abstract compositor class. These compositor subclasses implements different strategies, that is nothing but simple compositor, text compositor and array compositor. So, in this simple compositor, it implements a simple strategy that determines line breaks one at a time. Coming to this text compositor, this text compositor implements the text algorithm for finding line breaks. These strategies to optimize line breaks globally. This is one para at a time. And coming to the next one, array compositor. It implements a strategy that selects breaks so that each row has a fixed number of items. It is useful for breaking a collection of icons into rows. So, these are the 3 subclasses that are used to break the lines in a different conditions. So, coming to the composition maintenance, let us consider an example. A composition maintains a reference to composite object. Whenever a composition reformats its text, it forwards these responsibilities to its compositor object. The client of composition specifies which compositor should be used. By installing the compositor, it decides into the composition. This is one of the example by using a class diagram, by considering a class and a subclasses, composition and compositor. In that compositor, we are going to see the different conditions or different type of subclasses which are used for breaking the lines in different conditions. This is one of the example. Let us see the next template of strategy pattern, that is nothing but applicability. Coming to the applicability of strategy pattern, uses the strategy pattern that many related classes differ only in their behavior. Strategies provide a way to configure a class with one of many behaviors. You need different variants of an algorithm. Suppose let us consider an example that you might define an algorithm reflecting different space-time trade-off. These strategies can be used when these variants are implemented as a class hierarchy of algorithms. And the next one is, an algorithm uses data that clients should not know about it, and uses the strategy pattern to avoid exposing complex algorithm specific data structures. And next one is, a class defines many behaviors and these appears as a multiple conditional statements in its operation. Instead of many conditionals, move related conditional branches into their own strategy classes. So, these are the applicability of our strategy pattern. And coming to our next template is structure. Before going to see about the structure, let us see a real time example for this strategy pattern. Let us see the real time example for this strategy pattern. See here, I consider two classes. The first one is a strategy option and the next one is a airport. So, in this, let us assume that strategy optional is an home or a house, and the person some X, say his name as a Ram. He has to travel from his home to airport to go to some other places. So, at right side, at left side, we are seeing the strategy option, that which we say is a home of a Ram. And Ram is living here. And the next side of left side is nothing but a airport. And suppose assume that the distance between the airport and the house, the distance from the house to airport is suppose say 200 kilometers. Suppose Ram wants to go to airport. So what and all different kinds of transport that he has to go to airport is either he can go by his personal car, or he can go by a taxi, or he can go by a city bus, or he can go by an auto, or he can go by a local train. So there are many ways of options to go to airport from his house. So he has many options, in that he has to choose one option to go to the airport, right? As per strategy pattern, for a particular task, there will be multiple solutions will be there. From that multiple solution, client has to choose one solution at runtime. So the same way here, Ram has to go to airport, that he has a many options in that. So in that he has to choose one option to go to the airport based on his cost and environment along with the time. So based on some conditions, he is going to choose a particular or a suitable option, that is which is useful to him to reach to the station or airport from his house. So in the same way, the strategy pattern also decides by using this strategy pattern, the client will decide the best or the suitable solution to solve his particular problem from multiple options. So this is the best example to say about a strategy pattern. So let us see our next template in our strategy pattern.